Hello, everybody, and finally, welcome to the Mind Rewind. Ryan, we did it.
We're here.
We're here.
We're somewhere.
We're somewhere.
Yeah.
This may look a lot different than a lot of you expected, because you were probably like, oh, they're probably just going to be like in someone's little garage or something like that, maybe with not all the best lighting and stuff. But no, we're here. This is a studio.
We did this for you.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money on the studio. Like,
I can't even count that high.
we are so far in debt with this show. Please listen to it.
Yeah. Please send us money.
Please, yeah. Sub to our Patreon. So we're about 30 seconds into our first episode. We're going to show you our Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, I'm stoked. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a while since we've done anything at all.
True.
So this is really exciting. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You know, it's a pleasure to be here. I promise to all of you, this is going to be the only time we do like this.
Yeah. This is the first episode. Relax. Deal with it.
A lot of things have happened since the last time our listener base has heard from us.
Yep.
A lot's gone down. We don't got to get into all of it. Some of it they know about, some of it they don't. And it's just really a pleasure to finally be here.
Yeah.
To launch this brand new show.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of life stuff happening for both of us.
Mostly good.
Mostly good stuff, yeah. Obviously some negative things in there. Partly why there's been a little bit of a delay too, with just a couple of things that have been going on. But like we've both said, we can't emphasize this enough. We are stoked to finally be back, and I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Ryan, for the folks at home, just briefly, do you want to give a little pitch on what this show is going to be? I know a lot of you probably already following us on social media, but tell the folks at home, what is the Mind Rewind?
Well, let me see. I think I have something that can help.
Oh,
disclose that here.
I like that.
Okay. So
You like how I just said out loud, like I'm a real life Facebook or something?
there you go. I enjoy that. Dive deep into your brain and rediscover nostalgia forgotten in time. The only limit to what can be discussed is the strength of your memory.
Wow.
I came up with that just off the cuff.
I'm just absolutely. You're just holding that to show that you're not reading
just
anything.
Showing it off. Yeah. You don't need to see the back of it.
You don't need to see the back. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I think both of us have always been very nostalgic people.
Still are.
So from like the get-go of our friendship, it's been a lot of like
one of the core elements of our friendship.
Yes. It started off as sort of like theme parky things, and I think we both quickly realized that we were each into these very like niche, retro-y things, just the things that a lot of people probably aren't thinking about and talking about.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of the things we'll talk about are going to be very well-known and popular things, but there's also probably going to be a lot of stuff we talk about on this show that people may have never even heard of.
We might be the ones informing people of said
exactly.
topic.
There's going to be a lot of things that people are like, I have no clue what you're talking about.
I know we're going to get into the topic for today shortly. This one I think everybody knows about.
Absolutely, which I think is a good reason why this is the first episode. I'm going to ease people in before we start whipping out like this was only for 6 days in 1994.
We even have things on our desk over here that people might not even know what they are.
100%.
Yeah.
Actually, for you folks at home watching, comment your favorite thing that you can see over here. We're not going to hold anything else up closer. Do your best to look at what you could see from this point of view. And if you see anything cool there, let us know. If you have anything cool you want us to display, send it to us. We'll have it over here. We're not going to keep it. Like, we'll send it back to you. But if you have anything cool you want us to show off, send it our way. We'll have it over here on our little trinkets table, if you will.
I'm not going to confirm that we'll actually send it back to you.
It depends on what it is.
Yeah, it really does. If it's really cool and be like, how much do you want for this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Items of high value, which, speaking of items of high value.
Here we are.
Items of high value. This item that we're talking about today, for a while, pretty high value.
Yeah, for a long time, it kind of went the route of so popular you couldn't get your hands on it, so you had to go like secondary market, raising the prices up for everybody, to then a new version of it coming out, which lowered the prices for everybody, to now, I think, it being back to the nostalgic place a little bit more.
And this is literally something that you need to get your hands on.
Yeah,
that's
like
just how it works. It's kind of how it works.
Product, yeah.
Ryan, what are we talking about today?
So, I think there's a lot I could say to open up this conversation, but I think I'm just going to take us back to 1996 instead.
Let's do it.
So let's
go back to 1996.
Let's all take a look here at what was transpiring here in 1996.
Let's do it.
It's time for a look back. Every week leading up to Christmas, we'll be digging into the 13 News Now vault to show you a popular toy or gift from the past. Today, we're taking you to the mid-90s for a toy that had some people seeing red at stores across the country. Here's Philip Townsend.
It's pretty good, right?
We are turning back the clock on Christmas. This time back to 1996. There was one toy
I got the year
at
right.
the top of
You
wish
did.
list
You
that
nailed it. I mean, I sure hope so.
Yeah.
We are
doll had
professionals.
people waiting in line
Kid's
starting
got a
at
Raiders
3 a.m.
sweatshirt on.
This
That poor
small
guy.
Poor
roast-
kid.
It's really hyped for Aaron Brooks.
Don't knock me down, please.
Yeah. What a time. Look how polite everybody was back then.
This is insane.
It's a flashback. This is
No,
what we're
I
here
know.
for.
I know,
All
but just
for
the
this little red guy.
fact that they're
Tycho's
doing all this.
Tickle Me Elmo.
For my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter got one.
Yeah, I'm right.
Everything from our kids are dying to we've got to have one.
Also
Wait,
reports of
a kid or an Elmo?
nationwide. In Canada,
like people,
a
we'll talk
woman
about this. How
reported to have been
insane
trampled
people
by
were
crazed
for
shoppers
this.
willing to risk it all just to get their hands on the toy of the year.
It seems today's competition took its toll on everyone.
But because of Elmo, marketing teams saw the power firsthand of not just marketing toys to kids, but their parents too. That holiday season, sales skyrocketed. after
What a
the doll
cut.
was
What a
featured
match
on the
cut there.
popular Rosie O'Donnell show.
Just for the record, for everyone out there.
And Elmo giggled all the way to the bank. Tycho's sales went from $70 million to $350 million because of the doll. And on the secondary market, some desperate parents paid more than $1,000
Jesus.
for a toy that retailed for $28.99. For 13 News Now, I'm Philip Townsend.
Bonkers, dude. Over $1,000
For
for a Tickle Me Elmo.
yeah, over $1,000.
That's insane.
Which is crazy considering you could just get a plush Elmo that doesn't tickle.
Yeah.
And vibrate.
$6
back then.
Yeah, like
yeah.
$6.
Like I don't know about you, Joel. Like I was a big Sesame Street kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
So I had like all,
Sunny day.
I had all of them, like some type of plush of all
Yeah.
of them. Well, we grew up peak, especially me. It'll be a couple
Well,
years.
yeah,
older
I
than
mean,
me.
what,
Peak Sesame
96? You were
Street.
probably, what, like 44 already?
That's being very generous of you, actually. But I grew up as a Sesame, like, and even there's people that were Barney kids, there were Sesame Street kids, there were like PBS specific, like other random shows. Or
Those
some of
Arthur
them-
kids.
Yeah, the Arthur kids, which we don't associate with them.
We don't need to talk about them.
Yeah.
We love Arthur, but we don't talk about the Arthur
Yeah,
kids.
we don't. The fandom.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars and video game
Little-
fans. It's like, no, let's calm down here. But I was a Sesame Street kid, so I had like all of the characters.
Yeah.
And
Who's your favorite?
ooh, I was figured you would ask me.
I
this.
mean,
you have one, right?
You should have come prepared.
I have it. Yeah, I didn't.
My
know.
favorite
Yeah.
is a duo.
Or it was just Sesame Street specific, right?
Yes.
We're not talking about all the Muppets.
No.
Because then it gets real.
If
hairy.
we're talking all the Muppets, then it gets, yes.
Then
No,
yeah.
Sesame Street specific.
It's a duo.
Come
Is it?
on.
Is it a like it's a combo that's like presented as a combo?
Yes.
There's a couple options there. There's one real option.
I think you know.
Is it Bert and Ernie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I would have to say Bert and Ernie.
That's a
They're just-
great. I
yeah.
think Ernie was my favorite as a kid. Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
perfect. Ernie reminds me of
You?
No. Well, yes, but Ernie reminds me of Joey from Friends. I can't explain why that is.
That's crazy.
But Ernie and Joey are like you could put them next to each other. I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay.
Matt
I like-
LeBlanc and Ernie, same
Yeah,
guy.
I'm sure Matt
Never
LeBlanc-
seen him in the same room.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, I
Are
no,
you positive about
I'm
that?
not.
Are you positive
I'm
that Matt
not,
LeBlanc
but
hasn't done an episode of Sesame Street?
He might have.
Or like wasn't on like a maybe he was at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade with Ernie.
He could have been.
Yeah. There was some crossover there.
Yeah.
Macy's parade
At
is
least he
on-
wasn't on the space shuttle with Big Bird. Thankfully, Big Bird wasn't on the space shuttle either.
Macy's parade is an NBC vehicle, yeah?
Beats me. I think so.
Because it's Today Show people usually host it.
Yeah.
That's on NBC, yeah?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Al Roker?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah.
Okay, you nailed it, yeah.
NBC, Friends aired
Al
on
Roker.
NBC.
Isla Nublar.
Yeah, so my favorite is Grover. Grover's my favorite.
Grover's solid. You mean Blue Elmo?
Blue Elmo?
They're like, how do we come up with a new character? Let's just change his color.
Okay, well, first off, Grover was there first. Disrespectful. People forget that.
Is my point wrong?
Elmo's been such a superstar in this game for so long. People forget that.
Is my point wrong?
No, but people need to recognize, respect your seniority.
I didn't say who they were changing.
No. It's interesting though, and this is something I want to touch on throughout the discussion. What people don't realize with the Tickle Me Elmo, it's not even just the fact that this type of toy was new and creative for the mid '90s. It's that Elmo was popping off back then.
Yeah. 100%.
People that weren't there, like if you don't remember this, or you were maybe too young watching, go ask your parents how popular. Like if you had older siblings, ask them how popular Elmo became. Basically, overnight.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Elmo's smash hit. What's crazy is Elmo's what, like 3 years old? Like in canon.
Just turned 2.5, right?
Yeah,
2.5 or
just
3.5.
recently, like Elmo like finally had a birthday.
Yeah.
And like in canon, he's like 2 or 3 years old.
He's been around. I think he's been around since the early '90s, but he didn't become like that version of Elmo that we saw in the video clip until around this time. Like, because I remember some of the older Muppet things. Like, one of my personal favorites, Muppet Family Christmas. Elmo's in that. He has no lines, but he's in it.
He's there.
He's there. Yeah.
He made
he's
the
a background
cut.
character.
Like you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but
you and Elmo are the same.
That was
Tickle Me Ryan.
Yeah, but that's very interesting because that special came out in because Jim was still alive. It came out in 1990, I believe. So you go back to 1990, which neither of us were born yet, surprisingly to everybody.
Ryan wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
Check the records.
And he's just there as a background character. So watching that now after growing up with him being like the rock star of Sesame Street. Like he's the guy. He's 1A.
100%.
Yeah, he's LeBron.
You think hold on. Do you think Elmo over Big Bird? Popularity wise?
Now?
Yes. No.
Or back then or overall?
Overall, popularity wise, yes.
Elmo,
but at the end of the day, if you were to say who is the quintessential Sesame Street character?
Oh, I don't think he's the quintessential Sesame Street character because then you're writing
just
off
the most popular.
You're writing off their origins.
Yes.
And I think you can't do that. I would go to Big Bird. Yeah. I think 100%. Big Bird Big Bird is like the Michael Jordan to Elmo's LeBron.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
They had a little crossover of eras, very minimal, but
you know what they say, if Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade.
That's a Jay-Z lyric from Empire State of Mind.
I mean, so I wasn't wrong. That is what they say. Ryan, really quick before we move on here, can you look dead in the camera?
Yeah.
And give your best Elmo impression?
I can't. No.
No, you have to.
I can't.
Hold on.
I'm not an Elmo. I can't do Elmo.
Hello. Yeah, no, you have to. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to. That was Santa Claus.
Oh, well, that's
just try it. I'll do it too.
Yeah. Will you go first?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be good. Mine's not going to be good.
Yours is pretty good. I've heard it.
It's not that. It's not that good.
It's definitely better than.
It sounds like someone who's trying really hard. It's like, you know how everyone has a Kermit, including me.
And myself.
No one's Kermit is that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Elmo's the same way.
Matt Vogel's the only Kermit that we recognize currently.
Please.
Okay.
Let's just we'll say the same line.
Is it the Mr. Noodle?
Mr.
line?
Noodle. Yeah. That's Mr. Noodle. I'm listening to the Mind Rewind.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be tough, actually.
All right, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Noodle, listen to the Mind Rewind.
That was pretty good.
It's not bad.
That was actually pretty good.
Better than I thought it was
I'm nervous now. I should have gone first.
You should have gone.
I should have gone first now. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get the voiceover now.
Oh,
okay. There it is. There it is.
Mr. Noodle, I'm listening to the Mind Rewind.
I don't know what happened. That back half when the Mr. Noodle nailed it. The rest of it, I just sounded like.
There's not a possibility I could have fathomed where mine was going to be better than yours.
Yeah, no, yours was way better.
Yeah.
See, and you were scared.
I wasn't scared. I just know. I've heard yours normally.
It can be good.
Very good.
It can be good.
I like it. Yeah. We've traded so many different Muppet impressions with each other, and we don't play in each other's lanes.
And we'll do that on another day. We'll save that for the Muppet Impressions episode.
It's probably going to be its own episode. Just doing my entire Swedish Chef for 40 minutes.
That I would listen to it.
I know you would. Yeah, it's very good.
People would fall asleep listening to that.
Not the right people though. Okay. The right people would listen.
Not the Swedes.
Yeah, Henson Company might like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope.
We just drop the tape off outside of their
What do you think the
gates.
audition process is like to be Swedish Chef?
Oh, who's doing that voice right now?
I don't know.
Is it Bill? Might be Bill.
But like, can you imagine that?
All my friends from the Muppets that I worked with. That's a true story. It's got to be hard. I mean, Andy Samberg did a Swedish Chef in like live action on SNL. So it's probably, it might be the easiest one you could do, but mine is actually like very good.
Yeah, it is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Muppet content on this show.
I'm
because
sure.
we have
I
the
mean,
two
this
of us
is
here.
this is a
I
show
don't
about
like, honestly, I think you and myself are the two biggest Muppet fans that I know personally, and I'm including.
I was
you
gonna
as
say
well.
that you know personally. I was gonna say there are a lot of people that I know that are much bigger Muppet fans than me, because I mean, to be completely honest, like my Muppet fandom comes from, you know, a lot of TV stuff,
Yeah.
you know, Muppet Babies and stuff like that.
Muppet Babies.
Some of the newer TV, and then of course, you know, their presence at the Disney parks and whatnot, and just like specials and stuff here and there.
What presents?
But like, but yeah, I mean, like I've never seen Muppet Christmas Carol. I know we've talked about that,
It's so good.
which is pretty funny because he's over here like, you're one of the biggest Muppet fans I know.
I
I'm
know,
over here
yeah.
like,
I can't have a Muppet conversation with most people. I can't do it. They look at me and they're just like,
But no, I'm positive the Muppets will be talked about a lot
Yeah.
on this show
And one in particular is going to continue to be talked about here.
right now.
Yeah. So what is your familiarity with this product?
So I don't think I owned one, but I know growing up, my sister had one and my cousin had one.
Okay.
And I remember going out and shopping for the one for my cousin. And my parents were talking about how it used to be such a big deal. And like, at this point, this was like 2003.
Yeah.
So
He'd been around for a while.
Yes, we
The
weren't.
craze was gone.
Exactly. My sister was born in '97, so this was shortly after the craze. You know, so we still had a little bit of like, oh, it still kind of had that allure to it. Like, remember when you couldn't get these? But by 2003, you know, we were getting the one for my cousin. It wasn't that big of a deal. Whoa, that's very unprofessional. That was really unprofessional.
No.
The fact that specific person would message us right now.
Yeah. They know who it is.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
Be better.
We'll put their phone
We'll
number.
put their
in the-
at.
Put their phone number. on there.
I will say though, this is going to sound kind of messed up. One thing that I always remember as a kid with Tickle Me Elmos was wanting to take the skin off.
What?
Yeah, I wanted
the fur?
Yes, I wanted to understand the mechanics of the inside of the Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh, so you wanted to just like crack it open?
I wanted to take it.
You
apart,
didn't want to
yes.
just like.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was like, I'm gonna take your skin off. Like, no, it was like I wanted to understand it.
You want to know how it works?
It's like a little
Well,
animatronic.
but that's how you are. Yeah, you want to know the
Yes.
minutia of
Yeah,
how
things
these
work.
things work. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember as a kid that was like my big thing, you know, like unzipping the back and whatnot, and like trying to take a little peek. Yeah, unzipping Elmo.
Okay.
That's gonna be a gift. But yeah, like that's my memory of Tickle Me Elmos is like
Okay.
feeling it, because you know, like you said, with a normal plush, it's soft and squishy and whatnot. But you pick up a Tickle Me Elmo,
There's a lot
and
going
it's
on
like
there.
clank.
Yeah.
You know, it's like firm. There's only like a little bit of give and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so to me, when I feel that, I'm like, oh, I want to take this thing apart and I want to see the insides. I want to see Elmo's insides.
Yeah.
So, how about you?
Yeah. I mean, I had one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what year we got it. It could have been this year, 1996.
I was gonna say, which one of your parents sacrificed themselves for this?
I believe my mom got this, and I apologize if I got the hairs crossed and you actually found it, Dad. My apologies. But I just kind of remember having it back when it was popular, because I would have been 4 years old when this came out, and I would have been right. That's my wheelhouse right there for that toy. Like I'm the demographic.
Exactly.
So
it was made for you.
Specifically, yeah. And I just, it's not one that I have like a fond memory of. Like I don't remember being like, oh, I took my Tickle Me Elmo with me everywhere I went.
Right.
I might have. I don't remember it. I might have been too young. But it is one that when people talk about these types of toys and these types of products that they have fondness of, I do remember it. So it's in here somewhere. I don't have all the details, but I know I had it, and I know it was the OG one, because I was that age.
Yeah, 100%.
It was weird though. Like looking back on it now, it's a weird toy.
I mean, The name itself is kind of weird.
I don't think the name's that weird. Well, this envelops an entirely different conversation in terms of how we feel about tickling as a society.
Do we think it would be less weird if it wasn't Tickle Me Elmo and it was just like
Ticklish Elmo?
Ticklish Elmo or
Yeah.
Tickle Time
That's good.
Elmo or
Trademark that.
something? You know, like I think
Timestamp.
it's the me that kind of makes it a little
Well, it's
weird.
weird because
He's not saying it.
well, and he's not tickling you. You're not asking Elmo to tickle you.
I mean, I always interpret it as him saying like, "Oh, tickle me." It's the Tickle Me Elmo,
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now we're getting into English
yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
which is not a place I need to be. But I just think it's the me that really throws it off for me. It's a little odd.
Yeah, it's strange. The name is weird.
Mm-hmm.
The product is a little strange.
Is this a good time for us to talk about the original name?
The original,
What it was
the original
before
name.
it was Elmo.
Okay, well, I think this is kind of where I wanted to go because not only, and this is for everybody, not only was Elmo, Elmo was the first Sesame Street character that they went with. He was not the only one.
Yes.
And he was not the first product that this company made.
Yes.
And I think that would be a great conversation to get into after we come back from this break.
All right, we're back, Ryan. We're about to get into the history, some earlier stuff, pre-Tickle Me Elmo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
I got a lot, Joel, but I'm going
That's what I like to hear.
to try and speed run this a little bit. Are you familiar with Tyco?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody at home a little bit about what Tyco is?
I mean, it's a toy company.
Right. Do you know what they got their start with?
When I think of Tyco, I think of RC cars.
Okay. I mean, no, they did. They
Yeah,
did work on RC cars for a while. Their claim to fame in the...
Oh, actually, I think I know where you're going.
Okay. Go ahead.
Is this also a dance move?
No.
No?
Well, maybe, but not really.
I'm thinking Cabbage Patch Kids.
Incorrect.
No.
It's not the Cabbage
Okay.
Patch Kids. No, they got their start in 1957.
Oh, wow.
And do you want to take one more guess?
No.
And you know the year?
No.
Model trains.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. They started with model trains and then moved from non-moving train kits to functioning train kits, which is where the mechanics of
non-moving train
Well,
kits.
because it would be you'd put it'd be for display.
That's pretty dumb.
It goes from a model train.
It's pretty stupid.
I mean, yeah, that's the 1960s, man.
Hey, come check out my new train. It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything, yeah. But they transitioned into making model trains that were ready to run, and
I like trains.
and then added electric racing sets and slot cars.
slot cars are
Slot
sick.
cars are cool. Those really took off in 1963. Yeah, and they just really rolled from there. Also, fun fact, headquarters, Morristown, New Jersey. Shouts to New Jersey.
Shouts to New Jersey. Be better.
They expanded in the late 80s, and they were able to pick up a particular brand known as Sesame Street.
Sunny day.
Yeah, and they worked on a lot of other cool stuff too, but we're not going to get into all that. I know they had a product that was trying to compete with Lego for a long time, so blocks. That didn't go well, but they did
got
a lot
blocked out of it.
They did some cool stuff with some Disney stuff like Little Mermaid and everything in the early 90s. And then the RC car in the 2000s was their big product. But Elmo slots in somewhere between.
Like a slot
those.
car.
Yeah, exactly, like a slot car. But as cool as it was that they transitioned into a doll that had these mechanical operations. So what if I told you Elmo was not the first product?
I'd be very excited to talk about what he was.
Are you familiar with the first one?
If we're talking about literally the very first iteration of what
Well, I mean,
this was.
I have both of them.
Right.
Because there's a first.
I'm talking about the first
Okay,
one.
then go
Yes.
ahead. Talk to people about the first one.
Tickles.
Tickles-
Right? Tickles the monkey is who
Tickles the monkey,
you're
yeah.
referring to.
Yes.
The very first version of a Tickle
We're
Me
gonna
Elmo
post a picture
was
of him
a
later
monkey.
on, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be sure to have an image up there for you of Tickles the monkey. But honestly, I like that better than Tickle Me Elmo.
Really?
Yes.
Well, here, you're looking at Tickles right there.
That's sick.
Yeah, he's just a monkey though. He looks
So
like
what?
he looks like a Beanie Baby.
Okay. Oh, we're not getting into Beanie Babies
No,
right
we'll
now.
save that for another day.
Hold on.
I'm not saying no.
You're
I-
saying you're
no,
saying this like it's like outlandish for me to be like,
No,
a monkey is better than Elmo.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just surprised to hear.
If
you
I
say
came
it.
up to you right now and said, "Hey, I have both a real monkey and in like Elmo, like personified, like he literally will talk to you and hang out with you," what are you picking?
I'm picking Elmo. I get to talk to Elmo.
Yes,
I'm picking Elmo.
but that means you can also like get in fights with Elmo and ruin your friendship. Don't meet
Like
your
other-
heroes.
like other
Don't
people
meet
have.
your heroes.
Yeah, like other people have
Yeah.
recently. Yeah, Larry David.
Dude, yeah. They needed a choke me out Elmo.
Well, they got some other versions we're gonna talk about later. That's not one of them. They got some.
I just think Tickles the monkey is pretty cool. He's
He-
cute.
You know, that's your kind of vibe though. You've got the vibe.
Like indescript monkey.
Yeah, I think you kind of like that.
That's what they
yeah.
used to call me.
Yeah.
Indescript monkey.
I'm not touching that one. Did you know that there was another licensed product?
Yes,
in
and
between?
this one is an IP that I loved as a kid.
I still do.
You still do. Just
Yeah.
don't get this character that often anymore.
No, he was.
He
You want to
ma-
talk about peak in the '90s? He
I
was
had,
it.
bro. I had some shirts. I had some hats.
Some
I had a little bit of
jackets.
everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
Some pants. Yeah,
Um,
he was the guy.
I believe he was. Not I believe. I know for a fact he was in Space Jam Legacy,
yeah,
but he was definitely in Space Jam.
he was prominent.
Prominently.
Starter in the starting five.
He was. He was.
Yeah, starter on the basketball team.
So Ryan, go ahead and look in that camera and give your best impression. Tasmanian Devil.
Yes.
Yes.
However, this one has a problem.
Why is that?
Have you seen what it looks like?
I've seen some images. Yes. Do you have a specific one that you want to show me?
Well, if you look at this image here,
Uh-huh.
and you can all see it. He's just a head.
yeah.
He's just the head.
That's
And
true.
I understand that you think back to Tasmanian Devil. He's a sveltely shaped fella.
He's mostly head.
He is. Yeah.
I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah.
He's mostly head.
He is. It just looks weird as
Yeah.
a toy. How can you have a Tickle Me toy when it's just the head and a very large
Just tickle
tongue?
his tongue.
A very large tongue, by the way.
He'd be getting that tongue tickled.
That's inappropriate.
I'm just describing the toy.
No, I get it. But I want to give a quick little shout out to the co-inventors of Tickle Me Elmo and all of these Tickle Me products, Greg Hyman and Ron Durbin. Thank you for your service. Also,
I was gonna ask some.
and
Like,
also to Ron Dubren, which
I was
is
gonna
his
see,
actual name.
I was gonna like look around and see if there were like some children to give a round of applause or something, but I don't think there are any here. So we'll have to get back to that and see if we can find anybody to.
I think the guy who used to keep them in their closet, we'll have to get them back from him.
we'll have to figure out who we can get those from.
Yeah. But
I keep kicking your knee.
It's all right.
I'm gonna have to zoom in every time I do that.
So those are the original two Tickle Me products, and then Elmo came along.
Yes.
But I did mention before the break, Elmo was not the only Sesame Street character. In fact, there were 4. Do you know who they were?
There was the Tickle My Big Bird. Oh, I'm sorry, Tickle Me Big Bird.
Do you know this?
I know that
Okay.
for a fact.
Okay. See if you can get the
I'm
other
trying to
two.
remember the other ones because I did see this. There was Big Bird. There was.
It should be honestly.
You think it should be like easy?
I think it's obvious who the 4 are.
Is it? It's not Bert and Ernie. Is it? Tickle Me Bert and Tickle Me Ernie.
You're half right.
Tickle Me Ernie. Tickle Me Ernie.
Yeah, Tickle Me Bert.
That'd be
a
wild.
time. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I
Okay,
think the
so
last one's very obvious.
it's 4 additional or 4
No,
including
it's
Elmo.
4 including Elmo.
Tickle Me Oscar the Grouch.
No,
No.
that one doesn't work.
Tickle Me. You can't tickle the trash can. Tickle Me.
He just tickle him. He's like, "Hey, get the." Me.
Snuffleupagus.
I feel like now you're doing this on purpose.
Tickle Me. I honestly, I'm kind of struggling right now to think of who else it would be.
If there was,
I'm gonna be so pissed off right now when you tell me who it is.
You're gonna be really upset. Okay, if there was a Sesame Street character that I would say personifies a certain trait of you, it would be this character.
Tickle Me Pedro.
No.
Oh, is there a Mexican one?
Oh,
Oh, duh.
point.
Oh,
Yeah.
duh.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah. Okay, this is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Tickle Me Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster. So I can show you here, and we'll post this. We'll post this for everybody. There's a quick little end, like the button at the end of one of the commercials. It's got Elmo. I'm gonna turn the sound off. We don't need it. Yeah, Elmo, Cookie Monster, Ernie, and Big Bird, and they're all. If you
everyone looking at this right now, it's just the Tickle Me Cookie Monster. It's just a slightly smaller Tickle Me Elmo that's blue, and they took the nose off.
Well, though it's interesting. I want to get to the
Big Bird is terrifying.
Look at the wide shot of all four of them. Look at how much bigger Elmo is
Elmo's
than
huge.
everybody.
It's proportionate to their popularity. Why does Big Bird look strung out?
He looks weird.
Dude's eyes are going insane.
Do you think they picked the right four?
I think the choice to pick.
Keep in mind, this is the 1990s.
The choice to pick just Ernie is a little odd. I mean, you can't do like a Tickle Me both of them, but
together.
Yeah, that would be.
Now you probably could.
No, it's okay. Relax. I mean, yeah, I think that's the right four.
I think it's the right four,
I think
yeah.
a Tickle Me Oscar the Grouch would be fantastic.
What would he say when you tickled him?
Yeah, why not?
Wouldn't he just
stop?
Beat it.
He's like,
get out of here, kid.
I don't know. He'd go laugh.
It's a really good laugh. I like that.
I like that laugh.
Of these four,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
the
Maria Menounos thing, yeah. Of these four, is Elmo the one that you would have wanted?
No, we know this.
Ernie's the one.
Ernie, absolutely. Tickle Me Ernie.
I think Ernie fits this very well. He might fit it better than Elmo because his laugh, I just think I like his laugh better than Elmo's laugh.
Elmo's laugh, the Tickle Me Elmo laugh does get
iconic.
A bit annoying after a while.
Yeah,
though.
but yeah, the Ernie laugh was like
the Tickle Me Elmo is like
good.
I can imagine like having a kid who has a Tickle Me Elmo. That's the kind of toy that you're like, oh, he has to go to sleep now.
Yeah,
like there's like a fly
fishes,
behind your head.
Is it?
That's to your right. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Goldblum.
Good job. Your old friend.
My old friend. Haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I think the Tickle Me Elmo is definitely a toy that as a parent you're like, oh, Elmo also needs to go to sleep. You can play with him tomorrow.
What's another toy like that?
Furbies didn't go to sleep.
No, Furbies are terrifying.
Furbies probably a episode. What else is a toy like that? Oh, I know a good one. I don't even know what these are called. You pull the string and it spins and it lands on a farm animal. It's like, this is a pig. Pigs go.
Oh, yeah. I know that thing. Yeah.
That thing also drove me insane. Like when my little cousin or my sister had those things.
Yeah, I remember that.
Too much because they just want to keep going. They spin cow 8 times in a row and they don't care. They're still going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
over it.
The cow says moo.
It's like, no, it doesn't. I mean, sure,
it does.
Moo, but it's like, play a realistic sound. Like, be like, get out of here. Did I do that?
No, he's still flying around.
Like the cow goes or something like that. Don't go moo.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I know.
Anyway, yes, I think it's the right.
What's the ranking for
me?
You? It's Ernie, Elmo, Cookie Monster, Big Bird. Is that the ranking?
Probably simply because Cookie Monster is pretty funny. Because it's kind of it doesn't really look like him. You've never seen Cookie Monster's legs.
No, they get the eyes right though.
Yeah, but you've never seen Cookie Monster's lower half.
Is that accurate?
He's always at a table with giant arms.
Well, I know he's one of the ones that
unprofessional. Where's your volume button?
I had the volume. I got to play all this stuff.
I'm sorry about my friend.
Elmo, Cookie Monster is Ernie in the same way that it takes 2 puppeteers to move them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're
right. So that's what I'm saying. You don't see his legs.
You see Ernie's legs sometimes. Are you sure?
I actually don't think I've seen Ernie's legs.
Really? We're gonna have to look this. This will be another episode.
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, Jamie.
Our producer over there. Go ahead and say hi.
Yeah. Hi, Jamie. I think it's. You could debate Ernie and Elmo's 1A. I think they're the 2 standouts. I think Cookie Monster's next, and Big Bird is not a good.
he's a miss.
He doesn't fit.
He is a miss for sure.
It could be. I think it's
okay, but speaking of fit, I think that's another reason Ernie's got to go number 1. Dude's wearing clothes.
It's true. Yeah.
He's got his whole fit going on there. Only one with hair, technically.
Can I ask you an existential question about Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Or just the Muppets in general? Elmo's a monster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big Bird's a bird. Mm-hmm. What is Ernie?
He's a guy.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
He's not a human.
I think he is.
Because like
You've listened to Avenue Q.
I have, yeah.
The characters look like Bert and Ernie. Nikki and Ron, they are Bert and Ernie. They're human.
I think I like it more. It's like he's just a guy.
Well, yeah, it's just he's just a guy. Like,
is he a human? He's just a guy.
Just a guy.
He's a guy.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because there's other human ones like Bert.
Well, there's
obviously.
literally also humans.
Well, that's my point. That's where the conversation gets existential.
Are they a man? Or are they a Muppet?
Are they a Muppet?
That was nice.
Yeah.
That's our show.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We are getting close to the end, though.
We are getting close to the end.
What do you even look
I had to check.
Okay. Well, I can continue.
We're under the constraints of digital media here, okay?
Yeah. I can continue on a little bit here. Elmo, of course, incredibly popular. Tickle Me Elmo.
Just fighting for my life over here with my sweater.
So, Elmo, so much so that he was around for a long time. But there were multiple iterations of Tickle Me adjacent Elmo.
Tickle Me adjacent
Yeah,
Elmo.
I don't have.
That's a great way to put it.
I don't have a better way to describe it. I'm going to show you some of these. So, Tickle Me Elmo was around he started in 1996. For the 10-year anniversary.
This one was stupid.
You saw this one?
Yeah.
Did you have this one? Did you have any of these other ones? Probably not, right?
I know someone who had one of them.
This one is awful. I don't
like the name.
I'm gonna put this out on the record.
Worst one?
I don't like any of these.
Okay.
I don't like any of them. I like the original. I don't like.
Hey, what should we talk about in our first episode? Something I don't like.
No,
probably.
I love original. It's
you mean any of the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love the
Fair,
original
fair,
Tickle
fair,
Me
fair.
Elmo. I love all of the Sesame Street original Tickle Me ones. Even Big Bird, who looks weird. This re-release is terrible, and the reasoning behind it is terrible. It's called. Well, it's still Tickle Me Elmo, but they're leaning into the extreme.
Yes.
It's called TMX.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be TMX Tickle Me 10 years.
Yeah.
But they also leaned into the Tickle Me Extreme part, which I think was maybe more like the public ran with that.
They put him on a dirt bike.
Well, I'm gonna throw this picture up for everybody. Look at the packaging.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
It looks crazy.
He looks like he's like from an insane asylum. Like they just pulled that dude out of Arkham.
Yeah, like you don't want this.
No. I mean, okay, look, from a not Tickle Me Elmo point of view, sick packaging.
Cool, yeah.
For a Tickle Me Elmo, no. This is kind of scary, honestly.
For the demographic that this is for, this is terrifying.
This feeds into, for a while, I was a little bit afraid of Elmo.
Really?
Yes, I had a dream one time. This is 100% true. It's going to sound fake. I was in a diner. I had this dream when I was like 7, okay? I was in a diner by myself in like a corner booth. And you know, like in your dreams, it'll like cut outside. Like there's different cameras and whatnot. So it cuts outside to Elmo riding up on like a Harley Davidson in a leather suit. Mm-hmm. He walks through
when you say leather suit.
Nah, just the top.
Okay.
Just the top. You know how Elmos
like a leather
are.
jacket.
You know how Elmos be.
Like a leather jacket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walks through the front door of the diner.
A leather suit means something very different.
True. It's true. A little Pulp Fiction. He walks through the door of the diner and just daggers at me. Just
like staring at
eyeballs right to me.
And he's got big eyes.
And I woke up in a panic because that was terrifying. Like Elmo walks through the door, just immediately just looks at me, and he wrote up. The motorcycle part probably wasn't that scary.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that Elmo walked through and looked at me. So looking at this image,
this was the version. This would have been the version.
It's like, Elmo is coming for you.
Yeah. I mean, we had it on the screen. The way that they have like almost like an eye hole cut out also looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks bad. I don't like it, but I like it more than the next one that they released. So after this one, this was a couple of years later. This was 2012. What a year. They released LOL Elmo.
This
looks awful.
one I know I've been around.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's still the same thing though, right?
Well, this is the one that like rolls on the floor.
Yeah.
So the original Tickle Me Elmos, they just like vibrated and
we saw the video. He just sits there.
And whatever. This one like flailed a little bit.
I need to see if I can find a video of.
I'm sure you
this thing
can.
moving around.
And it's made by Play School now.
Yeah, that's true. It did well because Tyco went out of business. Yeah, unfortunately, I left that.
Hold on. Well, yeah, okay, never mind.
Well, it's
Because I was gonna say you can get this one for $27.
Well, because nobody wanted this.
Right.
Yeah.
But the one we were just looking at was $190.
Well, that's a collector's item thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, again, and this is maybe the marketing side of me, the packaging, awesome, just not for that. Like, and I think a lot of people probably want the packaging. More than anything.
You know how this works with nostalgic things. So yeah, don't love this one. And then they did a re-release of Tickle Me Elmo in 2017. It was just, they went back to the well. They did what a lot of this nostalgia world does. It's just like, hey, don't mess with what worked. We remade the 96 one, modernized it, give it some new phrases and things like that, just to freshen up Elmo a little bit. And this is the one that I don't know if you can really still find it, but it was more accessible.
I remember that 2017 release. My dad bought 2 of them, thinking that there might be another Tickle Me Elmo craze. There was not.
Not yet. Yeah, you never know.
I think we ended up like
He doesn't
donating
look, he
on like
doesn't
Toys
look
for
as
Tots or
good
something.
Still, like
They kind of started making Elmo in a lot of things, like have like this sort of longer face, where that was never Elmo. Elmo was always a wider face. His dad had a longer face.
Yeah.
But like Elmo himself had that wide face. So anytime you go with that longer face, it just doesn't look right.
Yeah. I think there's really not much else to say about Tickle Me Elmo.
I have
here.
one more little story that I'm sure you came across that I just want to mention, and then I have a question for you.
Okay.
So the story, did you hear about the John Gotti Jr. situation?
I don't think so.
So you know John Gotti?
Yeah.
It is John, right? I'm
It's
pretty
John
positive
Gotti,
it's John. So his son of big mob boss John Gotti, when the Tickle Me Elmo craze was happening in '96, he and some of his like crew went to a Toys R Us at like 8 o'clock or whatever. Store closed at 9, but as most stores do, any customers that were already in the store, they let them continue shopping.
Yeah.
No one really knows how. A lot of people say this could just be rumor. Maybe it didn't actually happen. He left the store with $8,000 worth of Tickle Me Elmos.
Oh shit.
Some people say he was going to donate them. Some people say he's going to do other stuff. And again, this is all just like, there's a billion different versions of this you could find online, and people say that it did happen, it didn't happen, whatever. But yeah, that happened apparently.
Okay.
The question I want to ask you though, not Sesame Street. Today, they come to you and say, Ryan, we need a new Tickle Me toy. What are you going with here?
I think I don't think there's a lot of good options for this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think to myself.
I think Elmo was a good choice.
For current audiences, I feel like I have one, even though I've never watched the show.
I think I have one, but I wouldn't want it.
Okay, what is that?
I'd go with Pikachu.
Oh, I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't want it.
Oh, fair.
But I get it.
You wouldn't want that now, or you wouldn't want that if you were a kid right
Even
now?
as a kid, I don't think
You
I
don't
would
want
want that.
I was going to say Tickle Me Bluey.
Oh, Bluey's good, yeah.
Because
I don't watch that show either.
The shape is kind of like lends itself to being tickled. That sounds a little weird, but it's just kind of like blocky, you know?
Yeah.
Which actually, isn't that one of the characters' names too? Is like Block or something? I don't know.
Again, we don't watch
I don't even want to watch that.
Bluey fans, get in the comments.
I know of at least one. But I think that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I was just telling someone the other day, we watched these videos earlier and whatnot. Like I remember as a kid, you used to watch Nickelodeon and Disney Channel and Cartoon Network. We were seeing all these toy commercials and stuff like that. I don't remember the last toy commercial I saw because in the TV I watch stuff where a lot of it's streaming, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, if I'm watching YouTube or television, like I'm getting targeted with different ads.
Yeah.
I'm not getting targeted with toy ads. So I wonder what toy ads are like these days. Who knows?
That's a good question.
Maybe that's a question for another day.
Do you have anything else?
I don't know.
All right, I have two last things.
Okay.
You like to collect vintage things.
Mm-hmm.
I like to as well. How much would you pay for an original Tickle Me Elmo?
For a V1?
OG in the box Tickle Me Elmo.
Do we have like a gauge of what they're going for? Or are you just asking me like what would I pay?
I could tell you how much we could purchase one for right now.
I personally would not pay more than maybe $150, and that's if I wanted it, which I probably wouldn't. And I'm sure they're probably going for more than that. I could be wrong. I wouldn't want one though.
No.
But if someone were to say, "Hey, you need to have this in your collection," I'm not paying more than like $150.
It's looking that you could probably get one for about $70.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah.
If I had this sudden urge to go get a Tickle Me Elmo for whatever reason, I'd pay that. That's fine.
Okay. I think I would do it
You?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that price, I would do it.
Yeah,
I
why
think,
not?
I think under 100.
It's not that bad.
This is living in a world where we have this expendable
Yes.
income,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course, which we don't. But you will see some other cool props eventually down
Yes,
the road.
100%.
That we do have.
100%.
And we will be recovering.
We'll be
and
sharing.
the ones that everybody sends
We'll
us.
be sharing. Yeah. Yeah, and all the ones that you send us for us to display as well.
One last thing. I want to play for you the OG original Tickle Me Elmo.
Let's do it.
Advertisement, and then we will sign off
Yeah.
for this episode. This is for all of you. Here we go.
Yeah. I love that tickles.
We hadn't shown them what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What's that giant, like Big Bird in the back? It's just a giant plush. Don't restart it again.
We don't need to see that again.
For those people that saw the test episode, that was like when the Zoo Pals just restarted on its own.
That's true. Yeah.
That one's in the Disney Vault. We'll bring that one out down the road.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll see.
Do we even have that footage still?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
In the we should have a vault
We should.
on the show.
We should.
That'd be sick.
I did love. The Disney Vault was one of those things that I loved.
It was
the
so
concept and
exciting.
hated it as a fan though.
Yeah, but then it was like they just like
When
gave
they let
up.
stuff out, though.
they gave up on it.
Oh yeah, they stopped because there's like we can make money. Selling
Yeah,
this all year
100%.
round. Yeah.
The Disney Vault was super fun when it was a thing, and then they had the store at Downtown Disney called Vault. Had nothing to do with the Disney Vault.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
pretty funny. Well,
I think that's it. That's our
one
first
in the,
episode.
First one in the books.
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys all for those of you that tune into this, whether video or audio. We appreciate we appreciate you guys tuning in. There's going to be growing pains, just like every other show.
Like the show Growing Pains.
Yeah, like the show Growing Pains. We're getting used to this space that we're in. As time goes on, it'll evolve. You'll see more things in here. Things will change a little bit visually and whatnot. But
Well, our next episode is going to look very different.
yes, the next episode is going to look very different.
Yeah.
In fact, it'll look worse. But that's just the nature of that episode.
Yeah. We're not telling them what it is yet, are we?
No.
Yeah.
We know.
We know.
We know what it is. But the next episode is going to look worse. But it should be fun. But that said, yeah, I mean, you have anything else, Ryan?
What an era that was. The mid-90s.
Tickle Me Elmos?
Tickle
Yeah.
Me Elmo era.
We'll be going back.
Yeah.
We'll be going back for
we're
sure.
going to spend a lot of time
Yes,
in
a lot of
1996,
time.
I'm sure. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us for the inaugural episode.
Yeah, where
of
can
the
they find
Mind
us?
Rewind. Well, they can find us in a lot of places.
Yeah.
We're on all forms of social media at Mind Rewind Pod, I believe. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. You're gonna have
we
to
should probably know that.
get used to
You should
saying
probably know that, yeah.
Yeah, because Mind Rewind on its own was taken.
And now that we have video, I mean, we're going to be trying to post like clips and stuff like that more
Yeah,
often too.
so you'll get used to seeing us on TikTok, Instagram, maybe Twitter a little bit.
Yeah, we always fail at the Twitter,
Yeah.
but we'll do our best.
Oh, you know who else failed Twitter?
Elon Musk.
Oh, I wasn't going to say it. But yeah, no, you will see us on TikTok and Instagram for sure. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on on there. That's going to be really fun. And then, yeah, just anywhere you go to YouTube, check out the show. If you would rather listen to it audio format, anywhere
Do
you
that.
listen, Spotify, Apple, we're going to be everywhere.
We'll be everywhere.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure.